Alright, so this video is called Why Touching Grass is Cool. Or Just Touch Grass. Just go and touch the grass, bro. Like, why that is cool. So, I actually was just watching a YouTube video and I just had this idea, like, midway through I was watching some other video. And I just paused the video and decided to pick up the phone and start making this because it just clicked with me. A lot of what people will tell you or what you'll hear as a guy, if you're like telling people you're having a hard time with women, or like you're being rejected or you're being judged and all this, and like you're not struggling to make friends, or like people not being nice to you, struggling to make friends, etc. People will say, oh, just touch the grass, just go outside and touch grass. All this online stuff isn't real. All this black pill stuff isn't real. That's not how the real world works, or that's not how it is in real life. And they'll say, oh, you're not a bad looking guy, you're not bad looking, you just need to go out and talk to women, you just need to go touch grass and like go outside. And you know, the funny thing is that these people have actually probably been outside way less than me even, and they're telling me to go and touch grass, like telling me to go leave my home. I've literally come from like leaving the home and just going outside for a walk for like no reason at all. Like I used to do stuff like that, and I'm about to get into that. You want to talk to someone about touching grass, leaving the home, going outside, talking to people, meeting people? Motherfucker, I've been doing that, and it was a waste of time for the most part. And I'm gonna explain why it pretty much was a waste of time. So this goes back way back. Right? This goes back way back to when I was 14 years old, actually. And I don't think I've really explained this to anyone properly. So I'm pretty much confessing, like, what happened years ago, like, literally years ago. Like, I'm just confessing this right now, which is kind of crazy, but I'll get into it. So what happened was, when I was 14, the whole of 2018, I mostly went to the cinema or I would just stay at home. I didn't even have a video game console. I didn't even have a PS4. It was actually I did have it, but it was in storage the whole entire time. It was just sat in storage. And one of the reasons why I did this is because as a kid, my parents demonized gaming to a large degree. And they kind of just thought it was like the root cause to why I was like to all my problems. Or they just thought like, oh, it was like the root cause, like, oh, if I didn't have video games, I wouldn't be the way I was, or like if I didn't play video games, I'd be better at school. That was the main thing. They kept blaming like me being bad at school, and like linking it to video games. So like subconsciously, I just thought, oh well, if I don't play video games, I can kind of make them proud, or I can kind of like prove them wrong, in a sense. And I sort of did, but my mother was still in denial that video games weren't the root cause, because when I stopped playing games in 2018, from actually 13 going on to my 14th birthday, so I was even younger then, I just went on my laptop. I had a pretty good laptop, and I just go on my laptop, watch YouTube, sometimes watch movies, and like that was my main thing. It was like go on my laptop, or like just watch TV, just watch films and stuff. And I did watch films quite often, and I went to the cinema very often in 2018 just by myself. Just by myself. That was my main thing for the most part. But the thing is, I didn't just go outside. I didn't go outside that often, like, just for the sake of it, or going out to do anything, because there was really nothing to do back then for me, since I was, like, really pretty much a child, you know. But at the end, the second half of 2018, this is when my life took a massive turn. And it goes pretty deep, but this is when my life took a massive turn. And to be honest, it hasn't been the same since. But what happened is that, so it was after summer holidays, I was at school, etc. But what happened is that I decided I was going to start just going outside, just for the sake of it, like just going out for almost no reason at all, like literally just the definition of just touching grass. Like, I decided I wasn't going to continue like playing video games. I wasn't going to get my console out and play games again. I wasn't going to like just watch films. I was actually just going to go out and just like do stuff for no reason, like literally just walk about, like go out, see what's happening, and just like enjoy the environment, enjoy the city, and just live life. So that's exactly what I did, you know. And there's also these sunglasses I have that play a role in this story as well. I have these sunglasses I don't know why I had this thought process, but like there's these sunglasses that I really wanted. I really, really wanted them, and they're from Tom Ford. And I thought to myself, like, for some reason, like I thought if I bought these sunglasses, it would make me want to go out more, and it would make me look cool. And like, since it was fairly sunny that year, I thought, yeah, like if I wore these sunglasses, it would actually make me want to touch grass more and leave the house, because then I could actually wear these like shades, and it would actually look pretty cool, and it would just give me an excuse to wear these glasses. So I actually just asked my mum to buy these designer sunglasses, and she pretty much just did buy it without even questioning it much, which I was pretty surprised by, because mum has been quite generous to me a lot of my life, you know. She has been quite generous to me, but she just bought them, and I just started wearing them, and I've had them ever since. I've literally still got them with me, and I still use them sometimes to this day. Like, since I've owned them since I was 14, and I still have them at 22 years old, which is crazy. So yeah, I basically just started to touch grass, go outside, go for walks, and what I mostly realized was the thing to do was like it was either just to go to like McDonald's is a like kind of common thing to do, just go to McDonald's, maybe go to Starbucks, and then also like the cinema as well. Especially since I was mostly by myself for the most part. Those were like the main things. Like McDonald's, there's always like some people there, just chilling. There's often like chavs there as well, obviously. But like it's a kind of popular place to go, and it's a very normal thing to do. Like if you go there, like you'll look like a normal person, because that's what a lot of normies do. They just go to McDonald's. I don't go anymore, but like I was just saying at the time, that was one thing I did do, especially on a Friday after school. And then Starbucks, I would often go there just to like read a book, or like, yeah, just read a book, just read a comic book even. And I actually read like most of Fight Club, the book Fight Club. I read most of it at Starbucks. I would go like often like after school, just had the book in my bag, and I would just read like, I think I read most of the book like literally at Starbucks, and then some of it at home, and then maybe one or two chapters on the bus or like at school or something, which is kind of crazy. It's making me nostalgic thinking about this, because that was actually like a really good time for me. That was actually a really good time. And yeah, I really do miss those days. But yeah, it was a crazy life. It was a crazy like just vibe back then, you know. But yeah, like those were the main things. And what I realized is that, well, most of the time I was alone, and I didn't make any fucking friends. You know, I did not make friends just from going out, and there wasn't really people I could talk to in like a socially acceptable way, where I could just like, oh, just talk to some random people or a girl or anything, and for it to be like socially acceptable, it would have always been kind of weird. I think, at least for me back then, it would have been pretty weird. But the cinema I kept going to, like that was something that I could just always do by myself as well. Like if I was bored, I could always go to the cinema, just by myself, watch a film, and just chill out. But like the thing is that that's not like a social thing to do. It's just something you do by yourself, for fun, or even with friends. But you don't really make friends by doing that. It's just like a fun activity. So that's the thing. And basically, like at the end of 2018, like, and most of 2019, because 2019, this is when it really got like deep for me. This is when I really actually got into the whole like just going out and doing stuff type of thing. And I pretty much didn't go out, like even just for walks. Like I would just go out just for walks, like with no motive, no objective, just no reason at all. I would just walk outside my home, like just walk through the city center, walk about, and I would walk like I could walk a really long this distance, and just do that, you know. And that's the thing. It was also very sunny in summer 2019, but I didn't have a console. I think I sold it by the spring, my PS4. I just went out for walks. You know, it was sunny. I was mostly by myself, and it was pretty much just the same exact thing. I didn't make any friends. I didn't meet anyone new, and nothing really great came from that. So, and like I just said, I went out with no objective, like no real intent or like thought in mind that, it's not like I have like some crazy thought like, oh, I need to go out and do this thing, or like have like this, you know, have this event or there's this event that's going on I need to go to. I just went outside for fucking no reason at all, and literally done what everyone's trying to tell you to do, which is complete cope. I remember watching John Wick 3. I remember watching the third John Wick film just by myself as well. Like, just walked all the way to cinema, I think, and then walked back home. Like, just stuff like that. That was a good memory. But yeah, like, there was no real benefit. And I honestly just think if I just played video games, if I just stayed at home and played video games, like played Red Dead Redemption 2, or like just some other game, I would have had a way better time because there was fuck all to do. There was fuck all to do in that city. Nothing to do there, no friends to make. And I could have made maybe some online friends if I played the game or just had fun and just played video games, because that would have been way more enjoyable than just going out for no fucking reason at all and just walking about. You know, it didn't serve me anything. And for those of you saying, oh, well, you actually need to talk to people. You need to go out and talk to people. Like, you actually need to talk to people, not just walk about. Well, here's the thing, right? I'm 22 years old. This was almost 8 fucking years ago. And the thing is, I've been out plenty of times to bars, to pubs, to nightclubs, paid entry fees and all that. Like, I have more than enough experience to kind of gauge people and like to gauge if it's worth it. Any more would just be kind of a waste of time, where like I just have more than enough experience to like tell. And here's what I've got to say is, like, first of all, I went to bars and went to pubs when, like, I'm not even like an alcoholic. I'm not even someone that like tries to drink or even cares that much about drinking. I kind of did it just to fit in. I kind of just did it to fit in. Like, I'm not even into drinking. Like, it's not a fun idea to me. It's not interesting. Like, I've done it, but it doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't benefit my life or make me feel any better. It's just kind of like, to me, like, if you do it too much, like, it becomes kind of low class and like just like you throwing away your life and kind of giving up, in my opinion. And I have talked to random people, yeah, like, if you're wondering, have I talked to just like random people at a bar or whatever, like, of course I have done that. Like, who hasn't? I have done that, and like I get the idea. And the problem is partially just like, I think it's the UK, and like, so since it was in Edinburgh, like, Edinburgh's just shit. Like, it's a terrible place to make friends, in my opinion. Terrible place to get a girlfriend, terrible place to make friends for the most part. And you just, like I said, you need to travel. Like I said that in another video, because I'm in Berlin right now and it's way easier to talk and communicate with people here, but it's still a challenge. But it's still like feels more doable than back in my hometown, obviously. But yeah, that's my point, is like, no, like, going out and just talking to people isn't gonna change your life. Like, that is kind of cope. And I'll say this one thing as well, is that most people, they kind of just expect you to already have friends. They just kind of expect you to like already be known, already be already be popular, already be like just like already be like a popular guy. Like, they just expect you to already have friends, as if like they just magically fall out of the sky. So like, if you don't have any friends, people will judge you, and they just like really judge you, even though like the whole reason why you're there is to make friends. It's like, yeah, I'm trying to make friends, and then you're calling me a weirdo for not having any. It's like, that's why the fuck I'm doing this. Or, you know, like, people just view you way differently if you're like in a group. Like, if you have a big group of friends and like you have all this social proof, or you even have a girlfriend or have girls in your group, people will just like judge you completely, like instantly, and already have an opinion of you. They already like have that social proof in their head. They already think, oh yeah, like, this guy seems cool, this guy seems likable or approachable, and they already have like a full opinion of you. Do you know what I mean? But if you have no social proof, you're just like a lone wolf, like how I was. People just hate on you, you know, like, people just want to hate on you, and they just expect you to like already have like a group or already have friends. They don't want to be friends with you or make friends with you. Like, if you're just like a guy by yourself, you know, they think, who's this loser, who's this like random guy, you know what I mean? Which is kind of, it feels like paradoxical, because it's like, yeah, the people who already have friends, they don't need to make new ones, and they don't need to join another group, but it would be way easier for them to do it once they already have friends in the first place. But then by that point, like, they wouldn't even want that. It's also the same with like girls. Like a lot of time, the girls that you want them when you don't have like anyone. But if you were to have like loads of options, like be good looking, have money, the girls that you used to want, you probably won't care about them nearly as much because now you have options, and now, it's like the tables have completely turned. So it's so weird. It doesn't make any sense, and it's kind of like just paradoxical. Like people literally just want like everything given to them on a silver plate. Like people just won't expect you to have friends already. They judge you instantaneously, like completely instantaneously. Judge you off social proof and everything or lack thereof, and it's a real hard time. It's like you can't win with most of these people. Like you just have to like embrace who you are. Like if you're actually like a lone wolf and like you actually feel like you're almost like this dark character, like I got something to tell you. Like you have to kind of embrace being like the bad guy sometimes, and like be seen as like just just like who's this guy, like just I don't know how to explain it. You have to just embrace like your darkness and be okay with like being in the dark. Like what's that term called again? Like dark night of the soul, something like that. Like you just need to embrace that, because if you know what true force, if you experience true force loneliness, and you're really like by yourself, like you have to like embrace that and just realize like you are like this kind of darker, like lone wolf type of guy. Like you are like this misfit, like no one will understand you, and it's kind of cool actually. I actually find it way cooler. But the thing is, like, you will be hated way more if you pursue that. Like, you'll be way more dislikable. But I think it's fucking cool because it just gives off this, like, main character type of vibe. Like, this like, when you watch a Western film and, like, the guy goes into the bar, like, everyone looks at him with disgust. It's like that type of aura. Or it's like that Batman aura, like, whenever Batman's fighting goons, there's always, like, 10, 20 of them. And there's just one or two of him. Because he's not the crowd, he's not like the mass majority of like everyone else. He's the lone wolf. He's by himself, or just with like one or two people. But all like the bad guys and all the goons, they're with like a massive crowd. They're with like a bunch of other villains, goons, like henchmen, just losers. So like he's just like by himself, like chilling. And if you are really like alone and you experience true force loneliness, like I recommend kind of just embracing like that and thinking, like that's who you are. That's the kind of person you are. Like you're not gonna be this like person who's part of the crowd. Everyone like loves you in this conventional way. You're gonna be like unconventionally. You're gonna be very unconventional, and people will like you, but it will be like the people who like you, they actually like you. It's not just superficial. I'm part of a crowd, I'm doing what everyone else is doing type of thing. And that's pretty much it. Like people already know whether they like you or not. People already have their opinion of you before they've even met you for the most part. And if they only like you when you're with like a fucking friend group, or you're part of a group, then they never liked you at all. They never really were there in the first place. They never really liked you at all. That was very superficial. It was superficial love. And that's mostly what most people have to give in this world, is superficial love. And they're only really there for you when you don't need them. That's funny. But that's just how it is. And the funny thing is, like, I've been trying to talk pretty fast throughout this whole video, and we're already at like 19 minutes. But that's mostly what I have to say. I could go into this a bit further in another video, but the thing is, like, that's just what I wanted to get off my chest, and that's pretty much it. Like, touching grass is cope. Like, just, who you are, so like embrace who you really are and accept what is. Work around your struggles and accept it for what it is, but don't try to fight. Like, if you feel like you're having to fight your own personality or fight your own identity, don't do that. Like, you know who you really are, you know what you really have, and chances are it's not a matter of giving up your true identity just to fit in. And that's what I have to say. Mysterious out.